I was sitting here wrapped in a blanket, a cold Canadian winter day, sipping a tea and just being quiet and sort of just having a moment, taking a breath and experiencing everything that is happening currently in our country, in our crazy, beautiful country. And I'm not here to talk about the narrative that I believe in or the narrative that is opposing to things that I feel or think. That is not what this is about. This is about both sides of the narrative coming together and dealing with this better. So I touched a little bit about this on a Facebook Live. I had recorded on a totally different subject, but I have been experimenting with a tool for anybody that may spark a negative influence in me or a trigger in me or cause me to feel annoyed. I one that you would choose to just not comment on those posts and move along, and then that quickly allows social media to note that that's not something that you want to see in your algorithms. So that's step one. Step two, if you feel ignited so much that you need to comment, whereas some of us do, I instead of commenting on that post, I send a personal message of love. That's all I do. And I just say, I just wanted you to know that I love and respect you. And I think the world of you. And I'm so grateful that you have an opinion and you have a feeling that you feel to be true. And I just think that that's the beauty of, of this world. That's what we are here for, to interact with people that don't always agree with us. We are here to have experiences, and they're not to be the same experience as anyone else. And we are forgetting that right now. We are forgetting that we are not here to have a shared opinion and a shared experience. That's not what life is about. And I struggle with a lot of people thinking that what their views are, everyone should share. Because no two people have walked the same path in life. They just haven't. A very big example is my sister and I. My sister and I share cystic fibrosis. We both have the disease. My sister has struggled in not in the past 4 years since her transplant, but prior to that, she was very, 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 very sick. And she would do anything to stay alive. And she would be, just it's very scary to her to think that something could compromise that. Where my experience hasn't been that way. Yes, I've had times where I have been very, very, very sick. But in those times, I have found tools within myself to be able to pull myself out of that. And that is not disregarding my sister's experience, by the way. That is just things that I have learned and I have developed through different things that I've read, different things that I've experienced, different things that I've done with yoga teacher training and all of that stuff. We've just had very, very different lives. But the beautiful part is that we can come together and agree and disagree on many, many platforms, not just about what's going on in the world, but just everything. because even though we're sisters, even though we lived in the same house together for 18 years of my life, even though we grew up in the same town, even though we have the same parents, even though we speak alike and we even sort of look alike and act alike on very a lot of things, we have had different lives. We have walked different paths. We attended the same schools, even high school, public school, high school, college, and still experience life differently. So we need to remember that no two people in this world are going to agree on every matter that is being discussed, and that's okay. So how do we coexist together in a time that doesn't feel like we're uniting? Honestly, what you think about, you bring about. So if you're thinking about hate, if you're thinking about separation, segregation, if you're thinking about um, just disagreements and are angry, that's what you're going to bring into your life. That's what you're going to see on your social media. That's who the people you're going to talk to. And I have to admit, I've been very guilty of the same. I've had to take a step back this week, remind myself of the contrast. I don't want to act like that. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to represent my clients as that person. I want to be calm. I want to be peaceful. I want to be loving, and no matter the situation. So be that, be loving. Send those people love. I love you. Though we disagree, though we're not seeing eye to eye, let's talk. Why do you feel the way you feel? Why do I feel the way I feel? I love you no matter what. There is no reason why best friends should no longer be best friends. There's no reason why parents and their children should no longer interact. There's no reason why family members can't come together and say, I love you, despite everything, despite the choices you've made, despite the things that you may have said. There is love here. And guess what will happen? When there is love, when there is recognition of love, that's what's going to come in. That's when the healing starts. That's when the magic starts. That's when you feel that calm and you feel that forgiveness that maybe we are all kind of needing at the moment. Love. Love wins, love first, love foundation, no matter what. You can be aggravated. You can be in disagreement. You can be annoyed. But take a breath and say, what is that for me? Because I feel like that is a mirror of something within yourself that maybe you need to recognize. That's what it's been for me all week. Why do I feel triggered by the things I'm feeling triggered by? What is it that I need to recognize and hear? Start here. Listen to my podcast that I posted on Monday. It's all about starting here. You're not going to change the world if you don't change this first. So start with love. Start with kindness and compassion and understanding that we're not all walking this earth the same. I love that analogy that we're all in the same boat. Well, we might be all floating on the same water. That may be very true. That we're all walking this earth together, but not all of our boats are the same. Some of us are floating in yachts. Some of us are in canoes, fishing boats. Some of us are just holding on to that door that Jack was floating on and Rose was laying on in Titanic. That is the truth. We're all here, this big, expansive, beautiful life that we live in on earth, but we are not all in the same boat. You need to take that, realize that, and love each other no matter what. That is the only way we're going to get through this, is just love. Thank you for listening. Please feel free to leave a comment. I'm open to all comments, um, as long as they're led with love. Subscribe, share with your friends, spread the word. We'll get through all the things we need to get through as long as we come from here.